do you want these relationships or do you want $5 million?
When you first started, what was it like for you to start getting leads?
It's a relationship business, relationships with people like you, relationships with your business partners. Like you make a decision in $1 million in 3 days, that's kind of hard. I've never bought a lead once in my life.
No Zillow leads at all.
Social media is a game changer. I do 15 reels a month and 15 photos.
If you're a real estate agent struggling to get leads, you're going to want to watch this video till the end. Today, I have the pleasure of speaking to a very special guest, a top producing agent out of Dallas, Texas, Linda Awad, and we met on social media. I'll be dropping her links in the description below. Make sure to give her a follow because she does social media the right way, and that's how she generates most of her business. Linda will be sharing 3 tips to becoming a top producing agent, even in today's times. And without further ado, let's get to the conversation. Be sure to take notes, be inspired. Last but not least, make sure to take action. Let's get started, Linda. Tell us about yourself. Tell the audience who you are, where you're from, how you got into real estate.
My name is Linda Awad, and I'm from the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Thank you, Sean, for bringing me on here and giving me the opportunity. I feel like I'm on some sort of celebrity call right now with you.
Oh, come on. You're so funny. No, not at all. You're the celebrity.
Yeah, I guess that's what they say, right? How did I get into real estate? I was actually a loan officer for many years before. I mean, you couldn't tell me, do you want these relationships or do you want $5 million? I'm not just telling you this. I would want the relationships all day long for my children and, think about what I wanted to do. I was going to go back to the loan officer knowing that I didn't really like it. But then my brother had told me, why don't you just try out residential? We all do commercial. We don't have a residential agent. Jump in it. Figured see if you love it. Got into it. And honestly cannot tell you, forget the money. The reward behind the relationships and my network of people has been literally priceless. I mean, you couldn't tell me, do you want these relationships or do you want $5 million? I'm not just telling you this. I would want the relationships all day long. Because I mean, my clients actually joke around and say, you are the plug. Like we could go to you for anything. And for me to be a resource for my clients to call me and say, hey, do you know 1, 2, and 3? And just go straight to them because I sent that resource over. The trust is it's so valuable. And then seeing the families build equity and build their businesses and build passive income on their Airbnbs. And it's been such a blessing to watch this happen.
That's amazing. And
Yeah.
you're amazing. And I've been watching you. We've been connected from social media, and that's how we got connected. I
Yeah.
saw your content and I was like, wow, okay, this is different.
Yeah.
This is really different. It's not the same as everybody else. And you really stood out. That's awesome. So what year was it that you got into residential?
2018.
Okay, 2018. Awesome.
Yeah. So
Awesome.
I was in the circus in 2020, 2023, 2020. I think I don't even remember those years were a blur. I actually did the wrong things around that time and I picked business over family. So I was not ever focused on family. There's always a price to pay for success. Doesn't come easy. So if you want to be successful, like full blown, all in, you're cutting something else in your life. So I was here, my body was here, but I was never mentally here for like 2 years straight. I mean, raising 4 children too, they were like, I'm talking to you. Hello. And I'm like, yeah, yeah, yeah. So just right now, like I had to like realign my values. And that's the key word when I tell people, what is your values and what is your why? And when people used to be like, what is your why? Well, I just want to work and I want to make money. That is not your why. Like, why are you doing this? Because if it doesn't justify your reasons of being in this industry, like if it doesn't align right, it's just not going to work.
I
And if it's not
absolutely
really for
agree.
helping people, you're probably in the wrong business.
That's the truth. That is the truth. You are spitting facts. I love it. I
Yeah.
really do love it. And what you said earlier about relationships over money, that's the key. And people don't understand that get into real estate. They don't understand that relationships is what takes you to the next level. And it leads you to multiple opportunities, more than just money, right?
Yeah.
Like you're saying. But I
Yeah.
love
I
it.
mean,
I love
relationships
what you're
with other
saying.
agents across the country like you, hey, you got this listing. I have 2 top producers here in Seattle. Like it's ready to go, right? I mean, I keep saying it is. You are in Seattle.
Yeah, yeah, we
I
are.
keep thinking you're in Atlanta. Like your content looks like you're one of those like luxury. Not that Seattle's not luxury, but like Atlanta's known for like the gangsters of I don't even know. Their stuff looks like actual TV life stuff. So, so
Oh, oh my goodness. Yeah, so the reason for this call is, again, I wanted to bring you on. I wanted to just talk about business, talk about your career, talk about everything that you've been doing because it's been exciting watching you these last few years grow. You've grown big, like ever since I've started following you.
yeah.
And so, um, what got you into like doing social media? I just want to know is that, and has that helped you with
Yes
your
and yes.
with your business?
Yes and yes. I feel like for number one, social media, if you're social media, I spend about 25 to $30,000 a year on social media right there. So like that part of my business, I'm plugging play back and forth, right? So it's almost like a lead generator for my even my partners, my business partners, right? So like, hey, my lender partners, they already know business is going to keep flowing in. One of my lender partners told me, when I get a lead from you, I know it's solid. Like versus a lot of other agents, it's like, hey, I just got evicted. You know, I have a 480 credit score. Like I know when your lead comes in, it's a legit, platform. But going back to that, I think for the most part, where I've been the most beneficial is on my listings. When I go take a listing appointment, I'm like, here's my here's actually my I'll create like a listing booklet, you already know Compass is
I know
beach.
that. Oh, I definitely know those
those
booklets.
nice those nice hardcover books. And I put all my information in there. And by the way, please check out my website and how your listings are going to reach a variety of people on a platform where, and these are organic followers. I have maybe up to 7,000 followers right now, but they have been like hard work. I know a lot of people have 150,000, 180,000, but if you look through their followers, they're like probably very empty. I don't know what
Hey,
those followers are, if they're fake followers or whatever the case may be. This has just been an organic growth. It's been so hard to do because I barely get like a growth of 2,000 followers a year. But these people, when they watch me and they hire me, they've been watching me for a while. They're like, I already know when I hire you, you're genuine. You really, really like when you're getting on your story, we can feel you're genuine, that the client does come first, and the client comes first and the paycheck will come. I always tell people that. So my platform, what it does is it prepares me for the interview process. I'm already halfway there. I've already been referred to them. Then they've been watching my social media. I got the listings. The other people that's in competition with me, they're done. It's over.
it's over. They know who you are. They know what you're about.
Yeah.
You absolutely dominate it. That's why I really wanted to bring you on is because I
Mm.
love your content. And when you were talking about just even through your stories, you talk in your stories, and that's what I preach to other agents is that you could get better on camera if you just start talking on stories. They disappear within 24 hours, but it
Yeah.
gets the raw, unedited,
Yeah.
uncut, just the real you,
Yeah. And
right?
people do want the real. Like
They want the real.
I'm like 75% real. I'll just say like the 25%. I probably keep my, like today, I probably cussed a whole bunch of times because of the Bank of America lender. But, I'll keep that away from social media. But at the end of the day, they do really want the true, genuine you. I actually, just to piggyback on that, I got an interview with a big builder here in Dallas yesterday, and he's building about 40 homes. And it was a huge deal to me. I was like, you know what? Let me just take my shot. I went in there, was completely me. I was like jeans, blazer. I was like, this is the organic real Linda. I thought about it. I'm like, should I go get my makeup done? I was like, no, let him see the true, genuine Linda, right? So I went in
Hmm.
there and he had me on camera with his photographer guy walking his home and giving him feedback on the house. And I did give him like some feedback that stings. And then he's like, I go to him, why did you hire me? Like, why did you call me? He's like, to be honest with you, I only called you because you were genuine. And I really, really like that. I like that you're authentic and you're genuine. And I used to always overthink content. That's what a lot of, at least on the female side, what I hear. My nails are not done. My makeup doesn't look right today. I look like I'm sleepy. I don't get my nails done anymore because I actually hate getting my nails done. Pedicure is different, but I actually hate the process of getting my nails done. So I kind of broke away from that. And I mean, I use my hands a lot when I talk, so I felt like that was so important. And then I used to always make sure I had my makeup done. I used to pay $100 every time I did my video marketing, which was, a consistent time
You
throughout the month, and that
a
can cost
lot.
me $300 to $400 a month. That with my nails, there's a $500 expense. That's without paying my videographer. Then I started telling myself, you know what? These are not the reasons why people hire me. It looks good and I look great on camera, but at the end of the day, I'm fine with looking like who I am. Bare makeup, it takes me about 5 minutes. When I texted you, oh my god, I gotta get ready. I just started at that time, by the way. I'm like, let me put my zip up, my Awad Realty, my brand, get on camera and be authentic,
That's
So,
right. Oh my goodness. I love it. I love everything about your content, about you, and that's
thank
why
you, Sean.
we're connected. Um,
Yeah, same here.
wow.
Same goes to you.
Wow. Yeah, that's awesome. So, um, as far as getting a builder, did he see your social media or something like that, or
Yeah, he
has he
called
been
me
a follower?
actually through my social media. He reached
That's
out
crazy.
out to me through my Instagram. And mind you, it's been consistent work for 5 years. It doesn't happen in 6 months. It doesn't happen in a year. This is you being consistent and you consistently talking on your stories. I haven't been in the mood lately. That's why I've been a little bit off my stories. But I also feel like I lose a whole audience because I'm not talking, because they don't know how my voice is or what I'm fighting for my client or what I'm doing throughout my day. And, I mean, my children are kind of in that age where they're like, this is so embarrassing. Don't videotape me. But if I even show them that behind the scenes,
It's
um,
real.
yeah, it's real. I wake up at 4:15 every day, work out. I hit the gym at 5 in the morning, come
I see
back.
you. I see you.
Yeah, I've been boxing. You should need it. Anybody in real estate needs to be boxing. I'll
They
tell
need
you
to get
that.
it all out, right?
Because I walk in there like my shoulders are heavy, and then I leave and I'm like, it's like a whole different breath of fresh air. Like I love boxing, and then my coach, he's phenomenal.
I
He
love that.
holds
I
me
love
accountable
it.
big time.
We have
So
a lot of like things in common. A lot of things in common. We
yeah,
both
you're a
love
girl dad.
social media. I am a girl dad. You have girls. Um, and you love to move your body and get things off your chest, off your
Yeah,
back. You have, like you were saying, if you have, it's important to me to move my body and
me
to
too.
just clear my mind because all you're thinking about is whatever you're doing, right? You're boxing and you're not thinking about anything else and you're just letting everything out.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's a very tough business. It's extremely hard. And I told my brother, I'm like, hey, look, it's not easy. It looks nice. We wear suits. We look nice. You get your makeup done. You go buy nice clothes. You buy luxury products, whatever here and there. But at the end of the day, it is like you're crawling through a sewer at the same time. Like when I had a deal, I had a buyer call me May 4th, and they're like, we have to close by the 31st of this month. Can you please find us a house? I'm like, it's go time. I don't
That's
have time. Got them in their
wow.
dream house at $1 million. Like you make a decision in $1 million in 3 days, that's kind of hard. But they were a referral to me too. They know nothing about me other than their landlord's kicking them out and they have a newborn and they need a house. And so,
Wow.
yeah, they just got the keys to their home 2 days ago.
Congrats. Oh
Yeah,
my
closed it.
gosh. Congrats. That's
Yeah, so, but they, again, got on my social media, were extremely impressed. After I was a referral to them, got on my social media, very impressed. And then they just said, let's do it. You seem like you know what you're doing.
wow. When you first started, what was it like for you to start getting leads?
I did a lot of open houses. I did a lot of leases. I hate doing leases, especially a lot of landlords here in Dallas. They are not paying. Like they'd rather just put it like, for lease by owner. So I can show my clients about 8 to 10 houses. It happened to me today. And they called me and they were like, hey, thank you so much for your time. They were referred to me from one of my really good friends. But we found a house and they're not willing to pay an agent. How much do we owe you? And I was like, nothing. The relationship of the connection with you throughout this process, I know you're going to call me in a year when it's time for you to buy a house, and that right there will pay me my commission. Are you sure? Please let me sell you $2,500. I said, absolutely not. If you sell it to me, I'm selling it right back to you. Just make sure you found your home that you like. It relieves me. I'm about to go on vacation next week, so I mean that was a relief of, leases are being sent to me all day long, and
Gotcha.
so for me, at the end of the day, like relationships with people like you, relationships with, your business partners, with it's a relationship business.
It
And it's
is.
not only social media though. I mean, I did a lot of open houses, It took me about 6 months. Actually, you know what? 5.5 months into my career, I would do open houses every weekend. And I'll be a little vulnerable right now. And I remember there was like a Sunday, I got my signs in the car, and my husband's like, it's a bunch of BS. Like, it's, you just take away from our family time. And this is only my day off. And I was like, I literally left the open house so mad, so mad. And I was like, I have to be consistent. I told myself, and as much as I wanted to give up, and then your spouse telling you too, like, this is a bunch, because it's not doing anything for me. It didn't bring me any business. As I was driving there, I was like, it's giving other agents business. What do I need to do differently at this open house in order for me to gain the business, right? And then obviously at that open house, it still didn't get any buyers. I swear to God, 2 weeks later, I got a buyer. That buyer bought with me. His name is Eric and Amshi, both of my clients. And they bought with me. They sold with me. They bought with me. They sent me their friend. They sent me their sister. So those 6 months that I didn't get nothing, I ended up getting 6 deals if you think about it.
You are the definition of, and I always preach this to all of our agents, is that one client, it doesn't matter if it's an open house, if it's a lead, whatever lead that you get and they end up doing a deal with you, it turns into 7. One turns into 7
And do you know how
easily.
much I wanted to give up when your spouse doesn't believe in the fact that whatever you're doing is taken away from family time? Do you
Oh
think
my,
I want to leave my family? My husband's only off on Sundays.
oh
So
my
I didn't
God.
want to leave them, and then leaving my 4 girls. I remember this was 2018, and my daughter was running to the car. She's now 8 years old, but she ran to the car. She was like 3 years old. She's like, please don't go. Please, I don't want you to go to work. And it's raining outside. I put my signs out in the rain, and then I just wanted to give up. I was like, man, this sucks. Like, this really freaking sucks. But I got better. The problem is I wasn't good at open houses. I was performing, but I wasn't good at it. So then I started saying, I need to be shadowed. What can I do differently? What questions do I ask differently with the buyers walk in? Not, do you have an agent? That's what I was doing.
No.
I was,
Yeah.
how do you like the house? I wasn't very approachable, but once I started getting better at the way I was talking, it became just honestly easy for me.
Yeah, open houses were my favorite other than social media.
I still
Open,
want to do them, and I think I'm gonna, you know,
but that's
again,
crazy. That's so
depend.
crazy that
Yeah,
you're like all the things that were probably going through your mind with going on with what was going on with your family, all the
yeah,
pressure
and
that
that's
was
hard
going on with
too.
you.
Like when your
That's
spouse is like,
tough.
even when you're at dinner and you're on a date night, I'm sure you've been through this, and you have like you're in a really crappy deal, and at the end of the day, you're having to answer you're like, please, just 1 second, let me answer this call, because we're kind of workaholics on the inside. As a real estate agent,
Oh, for sure.
your body and your mind is trained to work all the time. We don't know how to shut it off. And
That's
even
true.
if you say my work hours are from 8 to 6, realistically, your mind's still thinking about the deal till the next day. So
That's so true. That's so
so
true.
yeah, but that's
Wow.
pretty much it. But yeah, ever since that, it's just been like boom, 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 boom. And then you gotta be consistent. That's actually the true definition of success, is being consistent.
I believe it. I really do believe it. And I've had agents tell me, oh, after one weekend of open houses of nobody showing up, they give up.
Yeah,
How
yeah.
can you
One
give
weekend
up
is not
after
gonna work.
one weekend? Like, I held open houses straight for a year. It didn't matter if people showed up or if there was 10 groups or 20 groups. I was there every weekend. It was
Yeah.
my focus.
There was an agent that used to call me all the time. I forgot what his name is, but he used to always tell me, can I do your open houses? And all of his business is led off of just open houses. He doesn't do any social media. He just started doing social media because he started following me. And then now he's kind of trying to do what I'm doing. He's only 23 years old. He's the number one agent in Berkshire Hathaway. He's a little skinny, mini. I mean, I don't even know. I'm like, very small guy. And I'm like, you look so young. Like, I don't even know. I don't even know how I would be able to trust you. You have no facial hair on your face, but the guy is killing it. And it's really all I go to him, where do you get your business from? All from open houses. So if you can just focus on three main lead generators, and then be consistent on those, and don't be like, I'll post on Monday, but I won't post the rest of the week. You got
That's
to keep
true.
figuring out, what are you going to be consistent at, and dominate it. It doesn't matter if you don't like to be on social media because you feel like your body's not where it's at, or you probably look a certain way, then do open houses. Be in front of people. If you don't want to do open houses, I personally, if you tell me to cold call, I'm not doing it. I will
Me
not do
neither.
it. I will not buy leads. I've never bought a lead once in my life.
No
So
Zillow leads at all. Nothing. I
nothing.
love it. I
Mm-mm.
love it. I don't believe in them when you could do it for free on social media.
Yeah, social media is a game changer. I know you're
It
big
is.
on social media, so it's, you know,
So what's your content like planning? Do you plan it or do you just have like do you plan your content out or like you're really consistent on there? It's like so consistent that you're always like showing up. I love it. But what's the like do you have a
uh,
plan?
okay, so this is really bad. I wing it. I literally
That's
wing
not
it. I don't
bad.
overthink it. I post on what I feel like that day would be beneficial. Sometimes I post with a client, and then 2 weeks later, I feel like it'd be beneficial, depending on the week, depending on how much, stuff. But what I do is I shoot content with my videographer twice a month,
Okay.
and I do 15 reels a month and 15 photos.
I love it.
And then we broke those up into 2 days because it's very overwhelming for me. And then I need different outfits and blah, blah, blah. And then I basically post, if I have like a very slow week, I'll try to post, just to kind of keep my content active. If I have a very busy week, then I'm probably not, I probably don't show up. I'm not, I will say I fell off a little bit on my consistency because this year I've been really, really blessed. I've been closing anywhere between 5 to 7 deals a month since the beginning of the year. And I'm super wiped out. And so
Congratulations. Congratulations. I love this.
I had somebody on my favorites call me, of course.
Gotcha.
It's been a very challenging year. I've experienced weird things in my business, like my seller going to jail for fraud, and they
Oh
placed a
my
lien on the house 10 days before closing.
oh my gosh.
Yeah. So again, you can be consistent, you can develop the leads, but you also need to find your. I think also I have gone. My partners in this business are a needle in a haystack. I can finally say that I've went through all the hurt and the pain, and I'm finally so comfortable with who I'm working with. I know that I could pick up the phone and vent to a lender, pick up the phone, call my title company person and say, I need to speak to the attorney inside there. 1, 2, and 3, where do I go? My brokerage is very supportive. Just making sure also that right there is so important because it's like you're going to have all these leads, but then you have a lot of agents that doesn't even know how to write a contract correctly. It all starts there too.
It
You can't
does.
just go
It
in and do
really
all this
does.
content and then say, I'll fake it till I make it. Don't do that because this is people's assets and lifestyle. And just one person can really mess up your name big time.
True. Very true.
Yeah.
Very true. And you just got, just by the way, Linda, I saw you've been getting all these awards and you became, you got the top local realtor in the Dallas area, right? Or in
I did.
Texas. And then
I,
top real producers, top agent.
yeah, I did.
Um, yeah, congrats. I mean, you are dominating. You really are.
Yeah.
So,
So, I mean,
um,
it's been a blessing. I think I've just been putting my head down. I really should be happier, proud, more, I mean, happier for myself that I've earned these awards, but I'm just still so tired that I can't even enjoy that. Does that make sense? Like, I'm like so tired and drained out that I'm like, okay, great. That's a nice award. Let me keep moving. Now I gotta
I
go tackle
gotcha.
all these other else.
I gotcha.
But it's nice.
Yeah.
My daughters they love it. They look up to me. My husband's extremely supportive. I'm like, oh, do you remember that open house? He's like, stop talking about it. I get it. I understand. It took time. I'm like, but he's been a business owner his whole life. So he was just like, if you do something for 6 months and it doesn't work, then just get the point. And then I was like, yeah, but maybe you need to do it for a year.
Never give up.
Yeah.
Never give up.
Shout out to Eric. Those people, Eric and Amshir, are my people. Those are my VIPs.
I love that.
Yeah.
One client can change your life, like
They,
literally.
I mean, they're like, "Are you ready for us?" They're like, "We just had a baby, and I think we need a bigger house." I'm like, "Okay, let's do it."
Oh,
So
you gotta love them.
yeah,
You
yeah.
gotta love that. Um, three, before we close this out, and I really appreciate everything that you've shared. You've dropped some valuable things that agents could like take into their business and implement into their business. But is there like, I want to know, is there like three tips that you can give agents to break through that are probably just struggling and just getting by or not even that want to get to a top producer level like you?
I would say keep doing the things you don't want to do, because the things that you don't want to do are most likely going to show up in your business. My social media looks great. I hate doing social media. Like, I hate content days. My clothes have to be ironed. I have to like line out my outfits. I got to take everything. I cover my head. So I got to make sure the outfits match again and all that stuff. So that's why I stuck to the black and the beige. I'm like, I'm not doing these colors anymore. We're sticking to,
I love it.
but I would say do the things that you don't like to do and then watch how anything you're consistent at will show up in your business. Number one, actually, is make sure you're lined up with the right business partners. Bank of America is not a good business partner. Chase America is not a good business partner. In my opinion, I know a lot of agents bounce around lenders. You need to have consistent lenders where you can lean on them, where you can call them and say, look, I'm going through a headache file. I need you to take a look at this. Are you willing to take a shot? It might not be your deal, but they need to be able to be willing to do stuff for you, you know?
So true.
And if
It is
they're
so
not, then they're not your partner. I had a lender that's working with me. My client went under contract on a new construction because I couldn't meet her. So she goes into the office. One of my clients goes into the Google's real estate offices, just jumps in and says, I need a realtor. I'm about to go put a new build under contract. My realtor wasn't available. They went in, put it under contract. The lender told her, and it was a very specific loan and needed to be done a specific way. He said, if you don't go back in there and terminate that contract and put Linda back on, I will not close this deal with you. I swear to God.
That's loyalty.
And I will never forgive him. Like, I will never forget that he did that for me. That's like, he bent over backwards for me,
That's
right?
amazing.
And so for me, I'm forever grateful for that. That's partnership. You
That
need
is.
partners, just like your marriage partner, just like your relationships in life. They are just as important. These people are your family outside of your family. So your title partners, who gives a crap about their marketing, what they print for you? What are they going to do for you if your client is in jail? What are they willing to do and find out for you, for them to solve problems for you, right?
Oh
Legitimate
yeah.
title companies. Um, so that, and then like you're letting and be consistent. And then I'd say the last one is relationships. Your
Yep.
relationships in this business are important. Your realtor partners are not your competition. Period. If you're producing 5 million, you need to sit on a table with $10 million producers or more. I'm in the $20 million category. I do not want to sit in the table of $5 and $10 million producers. I outgrew that circle. So I need to, not that they're bad for me, but I want to know what these 30, 40, $50 million producers are doing, because I need to do what they're doing. Right.
I agree.
So, I mean, they're great people. You outgrew the circle. Maybe they're tired of real estate. Maybe their motivation's not like yours. Continue, maybe they were distracted. Maybe they're going through other stuff. So then go find a different table to sit at where you're going to continue to grow and they're not making up excuses, and see how their lifestyle is. Let's see if they wake up early in the morning. See if they take care of themselves. If they take care of themselves, that's a green flag, because if they do, then that means they're taking care of their business.
That's true. That's so true.
Yeah.
That is so true. I love it, Linda. You're
I wasn't even
again,
prepared for
we
all this, but
yeah,
yeah. By
I'm
the way,
so happy. You don't need to be because it's natural. You don't need to
yeah,
be prepared.
I'm
You
going to be on a panel with speaking to 400 agents next week. You're welcome to come down.
wow.
It's going to be hosted by my mortgage lender. He wants me on the panel, and it's pretty much the top producers in Dallas, and you just pretty much prepared me. So thank you for that.
Thank you. No, thank you for joining me on this call. I really appreciate your time and I mean, I took time away from your family, but I really do appreciate that you hopped on for me. And
Yeah, no, anytime, anything for you, Sean. I appreciate you.
anyone wants to follow, how can people get a hold of you or how can they find you? What platforms?
Just on Instagram is great. I have Facebook. You can look me up by Linda Awad on
Okay.
Facebook, but on Instagram it's Awad Realty. If you
Oh,
see this
Wad Real.
logo, because there's a
That's the
lot,
brand.
that's the brand. So yeah, Awad Realty. We're happy to help anybody in Dallas, Austin, Houston. I actually drove to Houston for a new build. Um,
Okay.
built a custom home for a client. Typically, I'll do new builds. It's just easier.
For
I'd
sure.
rather refer you out to somebody that's really knows the cities. It's not fair for me to say, yeah, I know the Houston market just like Dallas. That's not fair. But other than that, I mean, I'd love to connect with everybody, network with anybody, any good agents. I love to, love masterminds. I mean, I think masterminding too I think it would be good for us to set up a mastermind through this NAR thing too.
I think so too. I really do think so. And I'd love to have you and a bunch of other top heavy hitters
Let's do
just get
it.
together and make it
Let's
happen.
do it. Let's make it happen. Because I mean, I know you know all the heavy hitters, so.
Oh, I know a few. I know a few, but I'll be dropping Linda's links down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. And again, if you liked what you saw, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button below, and we'll see you on the next one.
Thank you, John.
Thank you.